Greetings of the day. My name is Lakshman Jajodia and we are here for BCom 6th semester Business Finance subject. In this video lecture, we will discuss about the last part of our unit number 1, that is, what are the various achievements of the SEBI. In India, what actually they have made so efficient or so what we can say drastic change that they are being considered one of the most faithful organization in India. That is what we are going to discuss here. The very first achievement of the SEBI is that they have issued guidelines for the companies, not only for issuing companies that are the new one, but also for the old one, that they have to make disclosure of each and every information so that there would be protection of the investors from any misleading or inappropriate information. Even though with related the first guidelines were issued for the first issue new companies, that they have to provide all the detail regarding to their first issue by existing company also, and all the on the convertible debentures also. The guidelines are in addition to the what are the legal provisions which were already provided for the purpose of the issue of the securities. Even with these, the guidelines were issued by the SEBI so that there would be greater transparency, greater convenience in the part of the what we can say interest of the investors. And SEBI was given total power by the government to control and regulate new issue, the market, as well as old issue and stock exchanges also. It was not only that SEBI is only given the power to control the new issues. They can control old issue also, old companies also, because it can happen that old companies are also doing some inappropriate things which are not proper as per the regulations which are established by the SEBI. So SEBI also has issued a code of advertisement for public issues for ensuring fair and truthful disclosures from the company. It has also made, we have discussed that, underwriting optional, which is also beneficial for companies in saving their huge chunk of funds or huge amount of money. This has been done by the SEBI to reduce the cost, and even with these guidelines these guidelines are given by the SEBI to protect small investors, to prevent from the exploitation of investors from any misleading statement or misleading information. And this is why now SEBI has an effective control on the issues on the financial market and on the stock exchange. This is the very first and one of the important achievement of the SEBI, because this is what the background of the establishment of the SEBI, to protect the interest of the investor. Second thing was the regulations which SEBI has issued with regard to PMS, that is Portfolio Management Services. These are highly infringed. PMS were placed under the regulation of SEBI since January 1993. Here the SEBI has taken along, first we have discussed, they have taken the control of companies, they have taken the control of stock exchanges, they have taken the control of issues. Along with this, now SEBI has taken from 1993 the control of portfolio management services. That is the fourth thing adding in this SEBI's what we can say basket or their activity. This is the fourth financial activity where they are going to control the activities of portfolio managers, brokers, sub-brokers, merchant bankers, and also try to provide the insider trading from any kind of these PMS services. Next, it was noticed with regard to PMS, it was also noticed that the role of RBI was the supervisory role. They are just going to look after the things. It was as a supervisory head has been seen that they were highly inefficient in regard to the PMS. Hence, in the same case was found with the what we can say Ministry of Finance. That is why SEBI has now entrusted the full job of what we can say control of PMS services, and this was the very good beginning for the SEBI, because they have taken the control over the PMS, and they have perfectly responded properly to the what we can say control which has been given to them. This was the fourth activity we have discussed. Next was the regulation of mutual fund. We have just discussed in the prior part of our what we can say video in the regulations of the SEBI which were issued by them, that SEBI has been taking control of the mutual fund, and hence this is the important thing that SEBI has issued various regulations in mutual fund. The very first it has taken is from SEBI Mutual Fund Regulations 1993. This is the fifth activity which SEBI has brought under its framework. In this activity, mutual fund has been barred from indulging in option trading, short selling, or carrying forward transaction in what we can say securities. They have been given permission to invest only in transferable securities, only in capital or money market. They cannot go into the commodity or forward or futures or option market. Why this is so? Because the amount invested in the mutual fund are from the investors by way of SIP or one-time investment, and the amount is quite their savings, and that is why it has been refrained from them, that they could not go for in this kind of transaction. So the various regulatory measures were taken by SEBI in order to improve the working of AMCs or mutual funds, and to have the healthy environment with regard to the performance of the mutual fund, and that is what we have seen, that their positive role has resulted in the what we can say good returns to the investor in mutual fund. Then SEBI has also taken action on delays in transfer and refund. SEBI has put strict norms. If a company fails to transfer the share or delay in refund of the public issue of money, they have to face very stringent action. This steps is taken by SEBI in order to protect the investors and avoid exploitation of investor through delay payment. Even for the banks also, SEBI has taken another thing, that was they have provided the interest clause. In the prior segment we have seen that the bank has to pay the interest even if the share is allotted but amount is not given to the company as an allotment amount. The interest would be paid to the investor. In case of return what we can say refund also, the interest is to be subject to matter in the part of investor which bank has to pay. That is the next thing. Then guidelines were issued to the intermediaries also. This was done in 1991 after the recommendation of the Narasimhan committee which related to the capital market. They have said that SEBI should formulate new guidelines to protect investors. In this with regard to the detailed recommendation, SEBI has said that SEBI has issued different types of guidelines time to time according to the recommendations of the company to the intermediaries. These guidelines were issued for the purpose of protection of the investor, and secondly the important criteria was to control the unfair and illegal activities or illegal practices of unfair practices of the intermediaries while operating in the capital market, money market, or any of the security market. Next was the sixth one, that is guidelines with regard to takeover and merger. We have discussed this in the functions of the bank, functions of the SEBI, that takeovers and mergers are the part of the corporate life. Here guidelines were issued by the SEBI with respect to this also. The purpose for issuing the guideline was clear, to have the transparency with regard to the mergers and takeover. How mergers and takeover takes place? It takes place by way of acquisition of shares, and with regard to this SEBI has said that there should be clear, fair and truthful disclosure and public announcement, and there should be avoidance or there should be omission of any kind of unfair trade practices in these matter. Here again SEBI has tried to protect the investors who have invested their hard-earned money in the shares or in the they put their hard-earned money in the companies. For this matter SEBI has issued guidelines Next was special measures were taken by the SEBI for protection of the investors. Again, it is quite important. We have discussed this earlier also. On an average, 2 lakhs complaints were received by SEBI in in each year, and for that they have separate redressal mechanism in their office. Along with that, special emphasis has been put by the SEBI on the investors protection with regard to capital market and associated market intermediaries. Apart from controlling all the intermediaries and guidelines or issued to the companies with regard to this, it is also important that all the things should move in right direction, and for that SEBI has clearly stated that full and fair information should be given to the prospective or existing investors. Along with there should be registration of intermediaries, or there should be registration of intermediaries, so that only registered brokers should be there or registered intermediary should be there in the market. Along with this, SEBI has also set up, as we have discussed earlier, their complaint mechanism is also strong. They are addressing more than 90% of their complaint. That is again an achievement for the SEBI. Then next is for the education and guidance of investors. Again, say when we go to the website of SEBI, we can see these things, all these things when we speak of special measures for investor protection. Again, then education of investors. So SEBI has number of publication for the education and guidance of investors. We can definitely go at any point of time onto the website of SEBI, and we can see that all the rights of investors, what are the remedies, what are the complaint mechanism, we can all see there. Even though in SEBI Act 1992, SEBI has issued the what we can say rules and regulations for the protection of the investors. What are their rights? What are the remedies for any kind of complaint or any kind of things? So we can refer to that. Even though there is what we can say SEBI's market review and market newsletter is also there, we can also go through there. Even after that, SEBI also takes various programs for the guidance of the investor, for the education of investor. That is again for the protection of the investors or for the education of the investors. Next is orderly function of stock exchanges. This is again a thing which we can say that SEBI has done a very good thing. The very first thing when we speak on the development of stock exchanges or functioning of stock exchanges, the very first thing is the broadening of the membership of stock exchanges. Secondly, it has shortened the settlement period. Next, improved the transparency with regard to the transactions. Then along with this, there was always encouragement with regard to the online conversion of all the transaction and computerization of all the services of the stock exchanges. That is also fully functional in India. That is again the what we can say thing which is been done by the SEBI, or which is the achievement of the SEBI. We have discussed this in the prior videos, that in India almost 100% of the stock exchanges are computerized, and online trading is also permitted with the software of we have said ORS. Then these measures are rooted by the SEBI for the purpose of healthy growth of Indian stock exchange, and that is what we are seeing all around us. Along with this, SEBI has introduced longer and uniform trading hours all over the India, so that all the stock exchanges perform in proper time horizon, and there should be proper functioning of the stock exchanges. Along with this, again, rules and regulations with the SEBI by the SEBI were issued to the stock exchanges from time to time for the strict functioning of the stock exchanges. Then again, the regulations were issued for foreign institutional investors, that is FIIs. The very first thing we have discussed in the earlier part in the regulation, that they have to get registered with the SEBI. Along with this, there are government guidelines also for foreign institutional investors, which they have to follow. With this, which were issued in September 1992 and consistently issued by the government and SEBI, which they have to follow. This is again a proper step which was issued by the SEBI with respect to the development of the institutional investment in India and proper direction in the channelizing the foreign funds in India to develop for the developmental purpose. Along with this, last is with the control on the merchant banking. The merchant banking has been statutorily brought under the regulatory framework of the SEBI also. Merchant bankers are who? Merchant bankers are the bankers who are appointed by the companies for either for any of the activities for them. For example, for takeover and mergers also, merchant banker can be appointed. They usually help the companies to crack the deals with the particular company or for any of the thing. For suppose if any company is going to hit the IPO, they have to appoint a banker. They would appoint a merchant banker who will do all their part on their behalf. The merchant banker does all the activities. They are now being authorized by the SEBI. They have to register with the SEBI. Again, with regard to the strictening the regulations with regard to the merchant banker, SEBI has said that they have to follow the stipulated or the fixed capital adequacy requirement. Along with that, a specific code of conduct were issued for the merchant bankers, which they have to follow. That is also what also were issued. Along with that, merchant bankers now have a great deal of or great great degree of accountability in their offer document and issue process also, with regard to even though fixation of pricing and premium also, merchant banker are held accountable with regard to these activities also. Even in the if prospectus also, the merchant bankers are held responsible for any kind of statement or improper statement or any inappropriate things. This is what were the achievement of the SEBI. We have seen 5 major things which SEBI has taken in their control. First one was share market, financial. First thing they have taken in the control is the issue part. Second was stock exchanges. Third was capital market. Along with that, the next thing they have taken, that is PMS, that is portfolio management services, and last one was mutual fund. This is it for this lecture. In the next video, we will start with our unit number 2. Until then, stay tuned. Thank you.